It's Sarcasm Speaks. Jared, Bob, and Jones here on a fine Thursday evening. Obviously, this weekend is Christmas, so we're not gonna be available to record. So this fine Monday episode that comes out is the day after Christmas is Sunday, right? Christmas Day is Sunday.
Yeah.
So your Christmas hangover that you're nursing right now, enjoy it. Hopefully you have today off. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. But are you guys working on Monday?
No.
I got to figure out if I'm going in or not.
Yeah.
We're closed, but
yeah. I actually got Friday and Monday off for my company. Like I didn't have to take it off. My company just gave it to me.
Our great governor gave us tomorrow off too.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'll be working tomorrow.
Yeah, I get tomorrow, Monday, and then I'm off. They also gave us the Monday after, like the second, like the Monday after New Year's Day. We're off that day too.
We're closed that day. I won't be working. The only reason I might go in Monday is because I got the wedding next Thursday, Friday.
Right.
So I got to train my people at some point.
Yeah. You got to do a whole, I would imagine, whatever dumb business stuff you have to do.
I mean, I can wait till Tuesday, but
yeah.
No, there's nothing that pressing.
Yeah. You guys don't do like end of month, like anything, do you?
I can do it'll be year end stuff. I can
that's true.
But I can do year end on the 3rd, 4th. It don't matter.
Yeah. Does that matter? Do you guys have like a fiscal year or do you just run the calendar year?
Yep, January 1st to 12/31. Yeah, no,
right,
we don't.
Yeah,
we don't do the July to June.
Yeah,
we keep it within the calendar year because we also we don't file extensions or anything like that. So
yeah.
Like we file our taxes, our business taxes and our personals in, I guess businesses due March 15th and personals are due April 15th. So
Okay.
we just do all of our 2021 stuff by then.
Yeah.
There's not that much to do though, because I do it through the year.
That's true, because you guys pay your taxes quarterly and you do all that stuff.
We pay quarterly,
right?
like I close out each month. I close out each week, like
yeah.
I do it as I go. Like some people fucking wait, and it's like you people are idiots.
Yeah, then you have this like massive fucking like shitstorm to get through.
But some people just don't care. Like I don't know. I don't get it. Like it's like they don't do anything and then they have to do it all at the end. It's like it's so much more difficult. Especially if you actually have shit going on. Like I don't have anything like our books are easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's because the company I work for is based in the UK, but our fiscal year starts April 1st.
That's strange.
We go April 1st to March 31st. So yeah, when we do raises and stuff, like everyone, like we talk about raises and people like get their raises announced in like March and then it goes into effect April 1st.
Well, so the business tax extension date is October 15th. So, or that's the extension deadline. So I guess it just depends on how many months these companies think they need to get their shit in order for October 15th.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously they pay some sort of US tax, but I don't know how that works being an international company though, too, where
it's where your money is made.
Right. Well, yeah, that makes sense because like when Amy was working in Rhode Island, she paid Rhode Island income tax.
Yeah, it's where the money's made.
Yeah.
So like whatever office like takes the income, that will be like that requires a return.
Yeah.
Which is why like sometimes like PGA Tour players, like they need to file a return in like
in like 32 states. Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, they live in Florida because there's no income tax. It's like there's no income tax on their endorsements.
Right.
They pay the necessary income taxes wherever they play.
Right. Yeah, that is kind of a pain in the ass. It's like all those places, like obviously like Torrey and Pebble and PGA West, right?
Yeah,
like all those places.
Tax super high.
Yeah.
Will they have to pay taxes internationally, like for like the live players?
I don't know how it works. So Liv played in Thailand, Saudi Arabia, in England. I assume that you don't, like, if you make money in England, I don't think you pay U.S. income tax.
I would hope not.
Because you didn't make the money here. You made it there.
Right.
So yeah, you theoretically you're supposed to pay taxes wherever you make the money.
Right.
So when you think of a golfer, where was the tournament? When you think of a company, all right, well, where's the office? Like, where was the money actually earned? So if they have an office in Boston, Charlotte, New York, in England, well, that's 4 returns that need to be done.
That sounds like such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, like the amount of work their accountants must have to do is like
you want to know, it becomes an even bigger pain in the ass. So depending on how the company is structured, you could have a partner that has to file a, so say the business has like 7 qualified partners and you have 4 returns for the business in 4 different states. So you got to do 4 returns for the business, and then each partner needs to file a return for where the money is made.
Oh,
so that could be 4 more.
Yeah.
So I don't know if did I talk about the ERTC on here, or did I just say that in general?
I don't recall an ERTC because I don't know what that stands for.
So the ERTC was it was a COVID program. So it stands for Employee Retention Tax Credit.
Oh,
so,
right. Oh, you told me about that in the airport.
Oh, okay.
So not on air.
So if you took this employee, so the heart of the program is for those that kept their employees on during COVID, instead of letting them go to unemployment and overwhelming the unemployment situation, there was a credit available, and it was like so much per person, whatever. I think per employee, the max was like $5,000 in 2020 and $7,000 in 2021. So provided that you kept your employees on and you showed some kind of either a business loss or a business through a restriction, you were eligible to file for this this credit. So if you figure one person is $12,000,
yeah,
well, multiply it by however many people you want to multiply that by. Like I know one guy got 800,000 from it. So as it was supposed to be, we were gonna put that on the 2022 books, and that was going to be deducted from your payroll taxes, from your employer payroll taxes.
Okay.
So like the way our business profit loss sheet was reading was normally it would say net payroll, taxes withheld, employer liability. But because this was, and then you would get a total. So then because this is a tax credit for 2022, it read net payroll, taxes withheld, employee retention tax credit and it added the money back in.
Oh.
And then employer liability, then you would get a total. So you can take, so say your net payroll was $1 million. And your payroll taxes include, I'm sorry, your total payroll was $1 million. And you received $250,000 in employee retention credit. Now your net payroll would only be $750,000. So effectively, you would get taxed on that because now that ticks off of your profit number. So any pass-through entity or any company that pays taxes on profit, you have $250,000 less in profit. So you will effectively get taxed, even though nothing comes off of it.
Right.
And obviously, no good deed goes undone. Like you can't receive a sum of money and not get taxed for it. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what the IRS decided was that, all those payments that came in during 2022, nah, we're not going to put them on 2022. You need to go back and you need to amend the 2020 and 2021 tax returns.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So for my small ass company, my accountant has to do 6 amendments because we have a business and 2 personals for each year.
Yeah.
So now, if you have a business that operates in multiple states, that's multiple returns. Because again, my business tax is 1 because we only operate in Massachusetts.
Right.
So if you operate in 17 states, well, that's 17. And if you have 4 partners, well, that's 68.
Christ.
Multiply that. Well, so what's that? 68 and 72. 80, 85. That's 170.
So there's going to be some fucked up shit going on this year for tax returns.
Because this is all business stuff. This is all business and business.
Well, no, this is what I mean. Like for business, like something somewhere along the way is inevitably going to get fucked up, right? Like someone's going to miss something. Like,
yeah,
so
it's, and this goes back to, you know how everyone was talking about those 80 IRS agents,
85,000, yeah,
or whatever it was, the 80,000 IRS agents. Did you really think they were coming for your Venmo?
Yeah.
Did you think they were coming for 1099s for over $600 in transactions? When there's businesses out here that have taken $800,000 in employee retention tax credits, and there's companies that took PPP when they weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks their Venmo is like the target of all these IRS agents. Like, oh, see, like, wow, what a waste of money. They hired all these IRS agents to come after Venmo. No, they fucking didn't.
Yeah.
They're going after these programs that were given out for free and a bunch of people took fucking advantage of.
Yeah. And now they're going to get all their money back, probably with interest.
Yeah. The penalties and interest.
Well, that's, yeah.
Both.
I was assuming penalties, but I used the term interest as.
I think there's both. That's why.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's the fun part. And my accountant only found that out, like, when did we go to New Orleans? The 10th?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so he found that out on like the fucking 6th of December.
Jesus.
Pretty sick.
2 weeks before year end and like 4 months before fucking personals are due.
Yeah.
And again, my small ass business, 1 operation.
Right.
6 amendments.
Yeah. That's a lot. Now, do you guys have to pay for those amendments too? Yep.
Well, you got to pay the accountant to do them.
That's what I mean. Like you have to pay.
And because those are getting adjusted onto those 2 years, there's going to be a personal tax adjustment too. So we're going to have to pay our accountant more. and we're gonna have to pay a difference in tax. Now it's going to amount to being fucking $32. No, I don't know what number. Like it's going to be nothing for us because
right.
Once it all gets washed out and split amongst two people, it's insignificant. But $800,000, one owner, split amongst 2 years, that's probably 3 and 5, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's not split 50-50. And the guy hasn't even gotten the money yet. He's only gotten approved for it. So his ERTC came through, got approved. It's got to go back to 2020 and 2021. And he hasn't even gotten his disbursement yet. And
they're already going to fuck him on it.
And I believe if you don't file in this year, then you can't amend 2020 because you only get like 3 tax years or something. So then it would be like 21, 22, 23. I forget what Mark was telling me.
Yeah.
He goes, it's all fucking fucked up.
That's wild. That's tax code already is fucked up. And like, that just kind of makes my head spin a little bit.
And I actually did a halfway decent job of explaining that because I actually have a decent understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it does make sense, but it's just like you said, there's no such thing as free money.
No,
right?
there isn't. And that's the thing, though. I didn't expect it to be free, but right. I received the money in 2022. I took it as a credit of payroll taxes.
Yeah.
Or employee liability. I don't remember. It's all in the same category.
Yeah.
But I took it as reducing my deductible expenses. So that means I was going to profit more by the amount that we received, and then I was going to have to pay a tax on that amount, which you would think is a lot fucking easier.
Yeah.
But I think what they're thinking is, for our man that got 800,000, he'll just take it as a loss this year. So his business, quote unquote, or no, because it goes the other way. So his business would profit way more. So he would just pay a little bit more tax and move on with his life. And then he would get the dispersed amount. But yeah, this is why they hired those 80,000 agents or whatever the fuck they hired.
Yeah. It's to get all this money back.
Well, it's just to make sure they did it right. Because there will be
expose the fraud.
Because there are companies who were not fucking eligible for this shit and they took it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's going to be like, okay, well, now you have to give it all back. And we're going to fucking hit you with a penalty.
Well, the construction company that Amy used to work for, I think, took the loan and then they still folded anyway. Like they still went out of business. So it's
if they took a PPP, and then we're operating, it's not, they probably spent it. Yeah. So like PPP, the PPP was a little bit easier to figure out. I mean, there's still going to be like there's going to be a ton of fraud through it.
But like, is there potential for like penalty if you take that PPP, use it, but then still go out of business?
I mean, if you used it correctly,
yeah,
there shouldn't be a penalty.
Yeah.
If you were qualified to receive it and used it properly, there should be no issue.
Right.
Now, I also don't know how you handle a business that's no longer in business.
Right.
I don't know, like, what the statute is on that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you go back.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
I mean, and then in that case, I guess you just fucking file Chapter 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
Move on with your life.
Pick up the broken pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always wonder that because it's like businesses open close every day. Like if you need to like figure out something, like so we got a this was good. We got a subpoena or a summons about some kid. It looked like some kid was suing everybody. I don't know, like an entire medical department. And we didn't know the kid. He never trained in the Sharon location. He never trained in the Old Easton location. what happened is we got the letter just because they were just throwing it out to everybody about this kid. I'm like, I've never even heard of this kid before in my life.
Yeah.
I was like, what if this was relevant to the old business? Like, what would they do? Like, how would they track those people down?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Because if it's not a business anymore, you're just like a shit out of luck.
Awesome.
Probably.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Because again, like you can't sue a dead guy. Can you sue a dead business?
I don't know. Corporations are people, according to Mitt Romney and the rest of this fucking amazing country.
Pretty sure by definition, corporation is not people.
No, it is. They are by law. That was the whole Citizens United case that Mitt Romney brought forward. He was involved. It was like a whole thing back in the 2000s. It was ruled that corporations are people when it comes to the question at hand at that time was campaign donations. And they were trying to get around like limitations of giving money to political campaigns. And some way or another, it was ruled that corporations are people. So
in that one specific situation that benefits politicians.
Yeah. Yep. So that's pretty sick. Speaking of stupid politics, well, we could take this in two different ways. Let's go with the fun one first. We just did tax talk. Let's do a fun talk before we talk about that stupid fucking bill that they're trying to push through. So the other day, right? Like, and I'll tell the story and then we'll be like, yeah, I understand why no one was really talking about it. But so the other day, of all people, Tucker Carlson was on his show and he did like a little segment on the JFK assassination. And in this segment, he said that he spoke with someone who had intricate knowledge of I don't know if it's necessarily the Warren Commission papers, but it's like the papers that are about the JFK assassination, right? There's like tens of thousands of pages of documentation about the JFK assassination. And in 1992, they signed this fucking legislation that they had to release all of the information by the year 2017. However, so Trump was in office at that point and he was all for it. He wanted to release the information. However, the CIA pressured him into extending it. So they kicked it out another 4 years. And like 2 weeks ago, it was up. Or maybe a month ago, maybe something like that. Within the last month, it was up. And the Biden administration signed another extension. So now we're going on over 60 years since the assassination, and they're still refusing to release the information despite the act from Congress in 1992 that said it needed to be released in 2017. So Tucker Carlson did this whole thing. Say what you want about him. He's fine. Like he's a fucking putz, but like whatever. We don't need to get into like his politics and like the politics in general. But he did this story that, again, he spoke to someone with intricate knowledge of these documents that have not yet been released. There's like thousands of pages. So let's just make up numbers here because this isn't a fact-based podcast. Say there's 12,000 pages of documents. I think they've only released like 5,000 pages. Like because they've done a little bit, and Trump did release a little bit, but he didn't release all of them like he was supposed to. So there's still like 7,000 pages left that have not been released. And Tucker said that he had a conversation with someone and their direct quote was, "Yes, I believe the CIA was in fact involved in the JFK assassination." after he read through the pages. And Tucker's like, how is no one talking about this? Like no one is trying to go through this. Like literally a sitting president of the United States was assassinated, was murdered by an organization within the government. And everyone's just like, yeah, but we stand with Ukraine, right? Like, oh, Zelensky, we have to let him come to Congress and hold a Ukrainian flag over the American flag. You know, like how, no one cares. No one cares that the CIA fucking murdered Kennedy. Like this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing now. No one wants to talk about it. It's legitimately a non-story.
Well, I mean, I think that's you said it was like what 60 or 1963, so it's been a while. I mean, most people weren't alive back then, so no one.
Well, that's
cares.
the other thing, and that was Tucker's point, was that, and it's like a 7-minute long segment. It's really good. I recommend checking it out if you have the 7 minutes, if you can spare the 7 minutes, you know. But he goes into it and he goes, one of the only reasons why you would continue to do this is to protect the institution, because everybody that would have been involved back then is dead. Not one person who was involved with the CIA at that time in a higher level or, you know, whatever politics or whatever is still alive. So the only reason they would withhold that information, he says, is like to protect the CIA, basically, right? Like, because if that comes out, then the public knows for sure, right? It's like the three of us idiots sitting right here, we know that the fucking CIA probably killed Kennedy, right? But like, it's the whole smoking gun thing. Like when the documents get released and like everyone can look at it and say, wow. It's the same thing with the Twitter files that we talked about. We've known forever that Twitter shadow bans people, and it fucking, you know, bans people for no reason and kicks them off the platform for fake reasons. But we just got the smoking gun. Like we just got like the legitimate fucking evidence from Elon Musk. And like, that's what the government is sitting on right now. And it's just fucking wild to me that the CIA literally killed a fucking sitting president. And they just got away with it.
The CIA does do like covert shit all the time. Like
no, because the CIA is fucking, it's a disgusting organization. Like they do fucked up shit all over the world. But like, that was here. Like our president, like, we've killed presidents and dictators, and the CIA has been in charge of killing so many fucking political leaders over the decades. But like, this one was ours.
Yeah, but why would this be any different? If they're like, I don't understand why it would be any different.
Well, it's a little scarier from the standpoint of, you would think in this country, right? There's this facade, and I say that, but there is this facade of like a democracy, right? Like, oh, we're for the people, by the people, of the people, which we know is pretty much bullshit in a few different ways. But like, so that someone could sit here and make a coherent argument that, so does the CIA actually run the country? It's not the government, right? It's not the president then. Like, because if the president does something the CIA doesn't like, they'll just fucking whack him. So like, who actually runs the government? So like, it's not a democracy. It's not a republic. You know what I mean? Like you can get into the weeds pretty quickly with that. And that's pretty unsettling. So that, I would say that's how it's different. Like, cause it's here, it's our fucking yard, right? Like it's our president. Like if we go into fucking Colombia, or no, what did we do at Panama? We fucked up. We either killed Noriega or we put Noriega in power after the coup, whatever, however order of operations that went. That was the CIA. CIA tried to kill Fidel Castro. That's the whole thing, the Bay of Pigs. That's why Kennedy, well, part of the reason why Kennedy got killed in the first place was the Bay of Pigs thing got fucked up because the CIA got hung out to dry in Cuba. Like, we do this shit all the time. But like I said, when it's like against yourself, when it's like friendly fire, basically, intentional friendly fire at that's kind of fucked up.
I think that's an oxymoron.
Yeah, what would you call that? Blue on blue?
I'd call it probably an assassination.
We're supposed to be treason. Like under the same. It's treason, really. It is. That's exactly what it is. It's treason. But yeah, they still won't release the information.
You're not going to see it ever either.
Nope.
No, you won't.
I just don't think we'll ever. I mean, I just don't imagine we'll ever see it. Ever. Like, they're going to keep delay. No one's going to release that thing.
No, because they'd probably get whacked by the CIA.
Comes full circle.
Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine like Biden just released it and then they fucking killed him like 3 months later. Said he died of COVID.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fucking invalid.
I would take that.
Anyway,
I would take that storyline.
Yeah, I mean, they can convince him to do anything. I say he's an invalid at this point, so it's like, hey man, sign this piece of paper. All right, cool, thanks. Yep, it's not being released. He signed the paper.
Maybe he can just like accidentally release him, like email him to the wrong person by accident.
Yeah, let his son be in charge of that. Put it on his son's laptop, and then it'll get out because he'll be so fucking cracked out to know the difference. That was a whole thing now, too. Now we know for sure, like, that was real. Remember, like, the whole Hunter Biden laptop thing and, like, the people were getting kicked off of Twitter for talking about it? Like, they were literally getting suspended and booted from Twitter for talking about Hunter Biden's laptop, saying it was misinformation, saying it was a Russian story, it was fake news, it was all this. And then literally in the last month, it's come to find out, yeah, it was all real. Actually, yeah, it was 100% real. It's like, what the fuck?
I don't know anymore. Actually, I never really knew either. I don't know. Everyone's just too fucking stupid.
Like, no one asks questions. No one does anything.
Yeah, but except they ask questions when they do.
Right.
It's like it's they ask a million questions when it's not fucking relevant.
Yeah.
Then when something comes out that's actually kind of something, like the alien stuff.
Right.
Didn't really hear about that. And they like the JFK stuff. It's like, no, I wasn't even remotely close to being alive then. My parents were like in fucking kindergarten.
Yeah.
But like, I want that stuff out. I want to know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, I think we should know. Like you said, it's 60 years ago. Like, everyone that was involved is dead.
And especially if it was scheduled to go out.
Yeah. Well, like, what do you do, like, now at this point? Like, I don't even know what you do. Like,
nothing. It's never
Congress literally signed a piece of legislation that said it needed to be released by 2017. And here we are 4 years later, and it hasn't been released yet. So it's like, what the fuck is even the point of like, you know what I mean? Like, what is the point of any of this?
There isn't one.
The rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah. Sign an extension.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. It's like, Christ, man. So speaking of dumb shit, now we can get into like the other dumb shit that isn't as exciting, I think, as the Kennedy assassination. Although I feel like I was the only one that gives a shit about the Kennedy assassination. But
well, again, I give a shit. I just know nothing's gonna ever come of it.
Right.
Like I've been beaten into submission, into like like I can't stand up here and be like, they should let that go. It's like they're not gonna. So what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
That's the part that sucks is like that's another thing the government's ruined. Good banter because we know they're not going to do certain like we could go back and forth like should that be released, should it not, blah blah blah, da, 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 da. But we all know at the end of the day they're not gonna. So
yeah,
fuck them.
Yeah. So the other thing is this omnibus fucking spending package bill thing, whatever the fuck it's called, that Congress just put out. And my fucking God, these people are really fucking stupid. It's now to the point where like I look at these things, and to your point where we've been beaten down so badly, I look at them like, well, this is clearly fake. Like this is clearly money laundering at this point. Like, so I'll just highlight.
Hello, my name is Steve, and I used to be addicted to crack, and now I'm selling magazines to stay clean.
I will. I'll give you a couple highlights from it. We don't have to go through the whole thing because I think it's like 4,000 pages long.
Oh, you didn't read all that?
Which is what everyone is bitching about because they're like, yeah, you want like they purposely made it this long so like the average person isn't going to sit down and read it. There's all kinds of hidden shit in it. So there was a guy on Twitter that was like, putting out screenshots of like the little pieces and like talking about each one. So in this like omnibus fucking bill thing, there's 1.5 trillion with a T and an R dollars to go to Ukraine via so not all of it. It's not like we just cut a check for $1.5 trillion and fucking hand it
like
to Zelensky.
In the first line, like two, it just says Ukraine.
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna hand him a fucking check like he's Wheel of Fortune, like one of those big giant checks. Like here's $1.5 trillion.
Just give me one of them big ones.
Yeah. But it's all, some of it goes as aid, and then most of it goes to, wouldn't you know, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, General Dynamics, all of these companies to develop weaponry and systems to support Ukraine. So it's like, all right, I see what's going on here. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. That's a bunch of bullshit, right? Oh yeah, no, we're giving $1.5 trillion towards Ukraine. Okay, like maybe some of it, and then the rest of it is going to all the defense contractors. So here you go. This could be the fucking conspiracy episode, because here's your military industrial complex now coming back in, rearing its fucking ugly head. Like I said, all those companies, General Dynamics, fucking Raytheon, all those fucking pieces of shit. So that's one. The next one is, I think it was 50 or $500 million. One of those two. I know it's kind of a big difference, but it's only one decimal point. In my memory, it's only one digit off. So
none of them are even close to 1.5 trillion.
Correct. So it's either 50 or 500 million that is being dedicated towards salmon and facilitating salmon studies in Alaska. So now here comes the part where, like I said, I've been beaten down so badly, I immediately go, that's money laundering. Like, let's use the smaller number. What the fuck are you going to do with $50 million with researching salmon in Alaska?
The food or the color?
Find out which cedar is the best to put them on.
Yeah. Like, yeah, what kind of wood is the best to smoke a fucking salmon? Like $50 million to study salmon in Alaska.
Why do we need to study salmon?
I don't know. Because it's money laundering. It's not actually going to study salmon in Alaska.
Because people that like salmon, they like it now.
Yeah.
What is there to research?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we also have their like mating pattern down pretty fucking good, right? Like we know exactly when and where they're going to be at what time. And we know like the salmon swim up the river, right? To lay their eggs. Like it's a whole thing. Like we learned about it in middle school.
Just wait for a bear to be waiting on the side of the river and you know the salmon are coming.
Yeah, exactly. Like use the bear as a fucking watch.
They're smarter than us. So
yeah, for sure.
Bear's and like, I'm hungry. Should I maul something or should I head to the river? I'll head to the river.
I haven't had any cocaine today, so I guess I'll head to the river. R.I.P. Ray Liotta. His last work. Did you see that trailer?
I didn't see the trailer. I've seen a couple ads for it.
Cocaine Bear. It's a true story. Well,
good.
The movie isn't accurate, but there was
based on real events.
It was based on real events. There was a bear that consumed like a fuck ton of cocaine and went on an absolute rampage and then died of a heart attack. So,
jeez, that atherosclerosis.
Yeah. Someone should have told the bear to, maybe leave some leftovers.
His cholesterol was too high.
Yeah.
Do we have any LDL levels on that bear?
What else? Oh, the other thing, my favorite thing actually from this bill, and then I stopped
better
reading.
Than the salmon.
Oh yeah, it gets better. There's fuck. Let me see if I can find the exact amount. There's $3 million.
What? 3 million?
$3 million.
Do we even need a bill to spend that little?
Apparently. And it is going towards bee-friendly highways. Like bee as in like the little like black and yellow things that pollinate flowers. Bee-friendly highways.
This is the shit you're talking about in the group text.
Yeah.
I sent another bill, but this is great.
Yeah.
How are the highways anti-bee?
Yeah.
Beats me.
Can't they just fly above the cars? Or, not there at all?
Yeah. Yeah. There's I have no idea. Apparently highways are anti-bee.
50 million to salmon and 3 billion to bees. I don't know how that works out. Because I've heard that if the bees die, if all the bees died, we would die too. I never heard that about salmon.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we should give more money to the bees.
We probably should, actually. I mean, all things considered, right? Because now I'm looking at it.
I don't think the salmon need 50.
Well, actually, I have it here.
Big salmon must be owed a favor.
It's 65 million.
For the salmon?
The salmon gets 65 million.
Jesus Christ.
And the bees get 3.
Dude, I figured like how like when you work corporate, because I know what happened at Bridgewater. It's like you need to get approval after a certain amount. I feel like you don't need a fucking approval for $3 million in the U.S. government. We're going to give 1.5 trillion to another country.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on paper to another country.
Right.
But in practical, I guess it stays home. So I guess it's not that big of a deal.
Right. Right.
Do you think it's like bad charity rules where it's like out of the 1.5 trillion, like they take like 10% and that's like all that actually goes out? Like how a non-profit will like donate 10% of their fucking proceeds.
Yeah, they only have to hit, is it 10 or 20% has to be donated, and then they're good after that. I think it's 20%.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's like after expenses too.
Yeah, yeah. So I have the list of stuff here. So again, the 3 million for bee-friendly highways. It says pollinator-friendly practices.
What does that even mean?
I don't even know what that means. But then there's 65.7 million for international fishery commissions. So we really care about fish, apparently. because we have 65 million going to salmon and almost 66 million going to international fisheries. Then we have 575 million for what's put into quotations here, family planning in areas where population growth again, quote, threatens biodiversity. I don't even know what that means. Family planning in areas where population growth threatens biodiversity.
And start killing people.
It's quite a word salad to say that nothing.
Yeah. Like I truthfully
quite a word salad to say that you've never panned for gold in Dahlonega.
Like I truthfully have no fucking idea what that even means. Because wouldn't that be the opposite?
Dude,
like wouldn't you want the family planning if it's like killing, if it's like abortions, right? Like if they're trying to like say the word abortion nicely, wouldn't you want that in areas that are more homogenous, right? Like if you want like if it threatens biodiversity, so that means it's too different. So you want to have abortions in areas that are too different because you want to keep them all the same.
I thought biodiversity was like environmental factors.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like they use the wrong word.
But it says right here that like, so these are all tweets, right? And it says, I don't know what this word means, but Malthusianism is a disturbing anti-human ideology that should have zero place in any federal program. So it has to do with family planning and reproductive health, where population growth threatens biodiversity. Oh, I get it. Or endangered species.
Oh, yeah. Too many people.
So they want to start making people have abortions that live in big cities.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I said they're probably going to start killing people.
Yeah, take that to Texas.
There we go.
They'll respond well to that.
So yeah, anywhere where the bees are dying, you're not allowed to have babies because all the bees are dying.
Sounds like China.
That's $575 million, and that's in this fucking bill in Congress that's trying to get passed.
So did they give a deadline for like? This is a continuing resolution, right?
Truthfully, I have no idea.
It's probably a continuing resolution because they haven't passed out like an actual budget in our lifetime. I think. I'm just wondering when that goes out.
Well, I think it has to go to the House. The House will probably crush it.
No, like when the actual thing.
Oh, ends. They're trying to get it done now before the new Congress in January.
Yeah, so the Senate passed it, so it goes to the House. I'm just wondering. Actually,
I'd hold that fucker up right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone's trying to fuck off for the Christmas holiday, so I'm just wondering when this actually ends.
So this gets even better. These are the last two, unless I find something that's like even fucking more wild. So they want to spend $65 million to build a federal building named for Nancy Pelosi.
I wonder who brought that up.
Yeah. And they want to spend $3.6 million to create a Michelle Obama trail. Imagine that. Is she an avid hiker? She does not strike me as the hiking type. Like, you're going to name a trail. Like, what are they going to do? Rename the Trail of Tears after fucking Michelle Obama? Like, what? So that's 3.6 million.
Again, I feel like they shouldn't even need to like get permission on that.
Yeah. Still more than the bees.
Yeah, still way more than the bees. The bees are not getting enough recognition here. So it's fucking wild.
It's funny too, because if you actually like polled people, like, you know, What do you need in your life? None of these things matter. Not
Yeah.
a single fucking one of
Yep.
them.
Like, also, hey, we're fucking big fucking dumb idiots because where do you think all that money comes from? Us. I mean,
the
not
government grows
not
it.
not the three of us, right? Because we don't make enough money to fucking cover a fraction of any of those.
No,
But our tax dollars are going towards a $3 million project to make bee-friendly highways and $65 million to build a building and name it after Nancy Pelosi. Like,
I don't even like salmon.
this is the dumb shit. Yeah, fuck, it's fine. I like salmon. But like, this is the shit where I talk about all the time where I'm like, fuck the federal government and like it needs to be way fucking smaller. It's this. Like, for the federal government to just spend this much fucking money, to spend $65 million on a federal building to name it after Nancy Pelosi. Hey, maybe we shouldn't be giving these people so much fucking money. Right? Like, maybe
name a building after her and call it a day.
Yeah, how about you name a building that already exists? You're going to spend $65 million to build a new building.
Why don't we take one of the turds on the street in San Francisco and name that after her?
This is the Nancy Pelosi shit.
Or maybe they can like collect all the turds.
Yeah.
And make it a building.
And make it into like a statue. Like, remember in Hey Arnold, Helga Pataki? She had the fucking shrine of Arnold in her closet made out of like fucking bubble gum and weird shit. You can do that with Pelosi, but with the human feces on the sidewalk. It's a 2-for-1. You know, you get her a statue and you clean up the sidewalks.
Oh, it looks like, so I'm reading some of this too. It also includes $1 billion to help poor countries cope with climate change. That's good.
Good. Yeah, because that's what we need to be doing. Like, I just don't know how people can literally sit here with a straight face and be like, yeah, obviously we need to pass this bill. Obviously we need a $65 million building named after Nancy Pelosi.
What do you think's more important, the salmon or the building?
Well, if you go by strictly monetary, they're equal.
Right. That's why I'm saying. What do you think's better?
Probably the salmon. I would go with the salmon.
I'm thinking that too. I don't even eat salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Cats like it though.
And I only occasionally eat it on with sushi. I think it's better raw than cooked.
It for sure is.
Yeah. I like tuna. When it comes to like the red fish.
Tuna,
I think tuna's better.
I like tuna steak, sushi, pretty much better in all capacity.
Yeah. Oh no, I was like only like a tuna steak. Like your fucking canned tuna can blow me.
Yeah, that's like
that's
effectively
disgusting.
not food.
That's not real tuna. Tuna, by the way, like when you get a tuna steak and you cook it, like it's red, right? And like the tuna that comes out of the can is white. So
that's because it's like effectively it's well done.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that process, but they can fuck right off with that. Like I'm good with that. Tuna's supposed to be fucking red.
But it'll never go bad.
Yeah.
You could eat it in like 25 years.
That and beans.
Sick.
Yeah, sick. What are you having? Huh? Tuna and beans.
Marinated mushrooms on the side.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's going to be the diet when the fucking nuclear bomb goes off and we can't go out.
You mean when I run towards it?
Yeah. Now, with your luck, it'll be far enough away where it won't kill you, but you'll get all kinds of fucked up from it. You'll like grow a third arm and get an extra toe.
Well, then I'll take my third arm and fucking promptly launch myself off a bridge.
Have you guys seen speaking of nuclear fallout, have you guys seen the trailer for Oppenheimer? It looks pretty fucking sick. So it's a movie about them creating the atomic bomb, right? And Christopher Nolan is the director, which is it should be fucking wild, right? Like Christopher Nolan is unbelievable.
That should be pretty good then.
Yeah. Yeah. So
will Batman be in it?
I'm Batman. But Cillian Murphy's in it.
He's a Christopher Nolan guy.
Yeah, he's boys with Christopher Nolan. I forget who else is in it. I wonder if that Asian guy is in it because he's another homie of Christopher Nolan. Matt Damon. Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is President Truman. So Oldman he's a friend of Nolan.
Bit of an ensemble cast, if you will.
Yeah. Because Oldman was in he was in all the Batmans, and he was in was he in Inception? No.
Is Inception Christopher Nolan?
Yeah.
Shutter Island then too?
No, I don't think he did Shutter Island.
I feel like those are like the same movie. Even though they're nothing alike. Maybe the music was the same.
Could have been. Let me see. I'm pulling it up right now. He did obviously the Batmans, Inception, Interstellar, Dunkirk.
Shutter Island was Scorsese. I should have known that because fucking Leo was in it.
Yeah, and Tenet. Yeah, isn't it funny how like there's directors that like have their like guys, right? So like Nolan obviously is like a Cillian Murphy guy.
Judd Apatow's got his people.
Yeah. Scorsese has his people. It's funny how like that kind of all works out. James Cameron. So I found this out the other day, actually. James Cameron. Oh no, I was gonna say Matt Damon anyway, but that was Leo in Titanic. But
he was James Cameron was a Vinny Chase guy.
Yeah, he was. Not at first though.
No, definitely not at first.
Yeah. And apparently with Avatar, when that came out, James Cameron wanted the main role to be played by Matt Damon. And at the time when the first Avatar came out, he was still filming, I think, I don't know what it was at that time. Maybe it was like the Bourne Supremacy or something. But one of the Bourne movies. And so he couldn't make it work. But they offered him 10% of the movie to come work there. And he was like, I can't, I already signed the contract and I'm filming the Bourne Supremacy or Identity or again, whatever the fuck one it was. And now everyone is like, it's the dumbest fucking move Matt Damon ever made because someone did the math. And I heard this on a podcast the other day. They did the math. It cost him $250 million. Yeah. But Bourne Supremacy was good though.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
I could see him as the lead, that Jake dude. I could see him as the lead character.
Yeah, it was originally for Matt Damon. That's who James Cameron wanted. And then I have no idea how they ended on Sam Worthington because he was kind of a nobody at that time. You know, it was after that movie that he started getting more roles and they tried to like make him, a thing.
Joe, did you go see Avatar on shrooms?
Sure did. It's the greatest night of my life.
Didn't you plug into your car or something?
Yeah, it became so like how they do, like how they push the hair to the dragon thing. I touched my steering wheel and I thought I was one with the car. Great.
That's pretty good. It's like a like an Autobot or like a Transformer. You become one with the Transformer.
Yeah, I became one with my little Chevy tracker.
Oh God, that thing.
Oh man, that thing. I remember that. That's pretty fucking good.
That's time of my life.
Yeah, so you haven't seen the second one yet, have you?
I haven't yet. Because I don't think I can take shrooms in a theater just alone. Can't do that.
No, you would need a teammate or a spotter.
Yeah. You start freaking out in the middle of the movie. Especially if you like went to go see it 3D.
So we saw it in 3D.
Oh god.
We saw it in 3D, and my buddy was like headbutting my shoulder. He couldn't talk. Like everything was he couldn't handle it.
Oh man, that's pretty funny. Yeah, well, apparently it hasn't done well. It's done well, right? Like, don't get me wrong, but apparently it hasn't done as well as they thought. Like they were projecting like 500 and something million in the first week, and it only did like 380. Which, like, hey, again, only 380 million. Like, it did really fucking well, but like I said, it fell well short of their projection.
Which I mean, I would wonder. Like, I'm trying to figure out the budget for the film right now. Like, so they're breaking even right about now.
Yeah, what was it, like 350, 400?
Yeah, they're breaking even, but like still, and they have like 3 or 4 more in like on the books. Like they're trying to do like 5, I think.
Yeah, the third one's already done.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the third one already has been filmed. It's like in editing and like post-production right now. And then I think they're working on the fourth one. Like I think they might have just finalized the script. So they might start filming it maybe sometime next year, maybe late next year. So, because I think the third one is supposed to come out in 2024. Maybe.
That sounds.
So they'll probably start filming the fourth one at some point next year. So then it's ready to come out in whatever, 2026. Trying to pull a Disney. Actually, is it owned by Disney?
I think so.
So I guess that checks out as to what the fuck is going on with it then. Because Disney just milks the fuck out of all of their stuff. I mean, also, I mean, at this point, there's like 3 fucking studios left in Hollywood. Like they're all owned by Disney or like Paramount, maybe? Because Disney owns Fox now. Like Miramax, I think, got bought by Paramount after the Harvey Weinstein thing. Like how many legitimate like MGM probably is left?
I was just saying it's probably that.
Like how many legit studios are there that are left? I don't know.
So I'm reading something right here. Avatar 2 would need to gross somewhere between 2.08 and 2.05 billion to break even.
Oh God. How?
Seems like a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, I assume there's a budget to make the movie, and then there's like marketing promotion.
Yeah. Travel for all the people to go to fucking award shows and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, you want to start wrapping this up?
Yeah.
Jones, you got a final thought?
I do. So I don't know about you guys, But is Christmas overrated?
No, I think you're probably correct.
I mean, Festivus is a way better holiday.
Right. Festivus is the best holiday.
Yeah, like all the movies and crap. Like, I mean, I've never really celebrated it like in my family. Like it was just kind of like another day. Just like parents have to work all the time. But I just think it's overrated. Like Thanksgiving's way better holiday.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. I think we might have talked about this before. Maybe it could be years ago at this point, but I would agree with that because I think there's a lot of like unnecessary fucking theatrics with
stress
Christmas
and bullshit.
Yeah, stress and bullshit. Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. That just isn't there with Thanksgiving. My only gripe,
Thanksgiving's about the food.
Right. My only gripe though, like the
turkey.
only thing, yes, I fucking hate turkey. Unless it's fried. But the food, so this is like it's a tough thing, right? Like Thanksgiving is just focused on the food. But typically, for Christmas, the meal is a prime rib. Like,
well, but that's not.
You ain't gonna beat a prime rib.
That's not a blanket statement, though, dude. People eat like ham. So if we're talking turkey at Thanksgiving and ham for Christmas, then first of all, fuck both of your holidays.
Yeah, I'll just jump off a fucking bridge.
I'll get the Chinese food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that's the thing, though. It's like, so we do Datsgiving the way we do it. If it were me, I'd be cooking a prime rib for Christmas. So like I would do it right, where actually, so if I didn't do traditional, the food would be better on Christmas, but it's not about the food. The food's just better.
Yeah. It was funny. I talked to my uncle today. I haven't talked to him or seen him since the wedding, but it was my dad's brother. I think you guys met him. He's the tall guy. And I was like, oh, what are you doing for Christmas? Whatever. And he goes, oh, the usual. He has like 10 people always coming over his house, like his family and stuff. And I was like, oh, what do you got going on? And this is, so you guys will appreciate this, but this is like traditional, like old fucking like Italian style. He's like, yeah, we're doing a prime rib, and then I'll probably do a lasagna, maybe some manicotti, and then I think I'll probably do a small ham too. And I'm like, Jesus,
what's the point of the ham?
I go, Jesus, dude, like you said you had 10 people coming. Like that's enough food for like 30 people. Never mind like all like the sides that you're gonna have too. So he was like, I thought it was hilarious that he was just like, yeah, I'll do a prime rib and a lasagna, and I'll probably do some manicotti and a small ham too. Like, wow, all right.
You can take the ham and just throw that out.
Yeah. But like that's what we used to do, like when I was a young kid and we used to go to my grandmother's house for Christmas. Like that's what it was. It was the prime rib, the lasagna, like it was the ham. Like, I mean, I've said this before, like my grandparents had 2 kitchens in their house. They had an upstairs kitchen and a downstairs kitchen. Like it was like they used to do shit right. Like it was just, like I said, it was just an old Italian way of doing things. Like they used to make so much fucking food. But it was funny just to hear that and be like, still got it.
Well, I mean, I effectively gave you what my mother used to do for Festivus.
Yeah.
The only thing is she would start with like shrimp cocktail, salad, rolls, waste of time, whatever. That would go out. Then it would be the big ravioli.
Yep.
Meatballs, pepperoni, maybe sausage, maybe not. And then it would be the prime rib and sides.
Yeah.
And that was Christmas.
Yeah.
Spread.
Here's a take. So, Jones, I'll start with you because this was your final thought. I'm with you right? That I agree that, Thanksgiving is probably better than Christmas. But that being said, is the food better on Christmas than it is on Thanksgiving for a holiday that's focused only on the food?
So we did it different. Like, I mean, my father always worked Christmas, so like Thanksgiving was like the holiday.
Okay.
So we always had like the prime rib, whatever.
Yeah.
So we had like that was always the bang up like food. But
Yeah.
I would say like traditional for like the Christmas food that you guys are talking about, that smacks.
Yeah, I think it's funny, right? Like it's a weird, because I sit here and I immediately agree with you that yes, I prefer Thanksgiving to Christmas. But for a holiday that's focused just on the food, that is inferior to the other holiday, the inferior holiday arguably has better food.
Well, the only thing is, I don't know what people traditionally eat for Christmas. Like, is prime rib the traditional? Like, is that traditional, or is that just what the fucking Italians do? Or Italians, then people who know what the fuck they're doing, like your father,
Right?
because your father knew his way around food.
I think usually ham or prime rib, I think.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
think,
mean. Is like, if
yeah,
you're eating ham, then fuck me. Like, I don't know about that one.
yeah,
And then it's like, okay, so if you make a ham, obviously that definitely means mashed potatoes, which is the same as Thanksgiving. Like, I don't know what is a traditional Christmas side? Like
yeah,
sweet potatoes. Like,
I think that's
I feel like the sides are almost the same, except Thanksgiving gets stuffing and mac and cheese. Now I know that's a little unorthodox for the Northeast, but
yeah.
we'll speak for the whole country. We're big in Arkansas. The South will do mac and cheese. They do it. I'll tell you right now, the South does Thanksgiving better than fucking the North.
Yeah.
Might have been invented here, fucking, but don't matter.
Hey there, Pilgrim.
Um, so the only thing, so I guess we can power rank this. Now, prime rib does not beat fried turkey, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It does beat fried turkey. It does
I
beat
was
fried
about to
turkey. Sorry.
say,
Sorry.
so
Sorry.
Jones, I'm going to be looking for a new co-host.
Prime rib beats fried turkey, bar none.
Yes. Prime rib beats just about anything.
Yeah. Effectively, it does.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to. I don't know. I haven't had a porchetta. I'll make one soon.
so
I could, if someone was like if we're gonna argue prime rib verse, you better fucking bring it.
Right.
right.
Do not come
Yeah.
at me with any type of poultry.
Yeah. Oh, dude, what about like a really good honey baked ham? How about
No.
you fucking take that honey baked
Dude,
ham, turn it sideways, and
and
shove it
sit on it.
straight up your candy ass?
Don't come at me with poultry, a ham,
Yeah.
or anything like very orthodox. Like, if you're gonna tell me that you're gonna combat a prime rib, I'm kind of thinking the only thing you can come at me with is individual steaks, because there's a lot of value there too, but it's effectively the same thing.
Right.
Or something like a porchetta, which is pork belly rolled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Have you ever heard of an Al Capone roast?
Heard of, don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Forget what cut of cow it is. I think it's just regular roast. You just beat the shit out of it. You put like pepperoni, fresh mozzarella, and roll it up. Just throw it in the oven. That
Ooh.
also sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, so you need to bring some fucking reinforcements
Yeah.
if you're gonna come at prime rib like that.
Yeah.
Because then it gets goofy, because it's like, if you're gonna tell me like, oh well, I do like burnt ends, it's like, that's fucking barbecue, man.
Yeah.
Like that's like,
Yeah.
it's not holiday food.
Right. Right. Right.
And it's like a brisket versus a prime rib. I don't know. They're both pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I probably still lean the prime rib.
I probably would too.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you. I don't think you come at prime rib like that.
I'm pretty sure it's the goat.
So then, this is where it gets hard because shitty versions of these things are for sure inferior. But I think mac and cheese and stuffing, again, done well, are probably taking on almost any side you can put out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Because
agree
like,
with
but
that.
this is the thing is, I don't know what a Christmas side is. Like, I don't know what people eat for a side. And because the way my mother served the food, it's like she could do a
Yeah.
prime rib and potato and mashed potatoes, and that's it. Because we already ate effectively another side. we effectively already ate another meal.
I mean, basically, yeah. So, like I said, like when I was growing up and we would go to my grandparents for Christmas, like it was lasagna and then prime rib and mashed potatoes and like, I don't know, maybe fucking like broccoli or green beans or something, like some kind of vegetable. I don't even remember. I can't, truthfully, like it was so long ago, I can't remember because it fucking sucked. But I ate everything else. And like, I don't know, maybe we were spoiled how we kind of were raised.
I know. I think
holidayed.
We need a fucking Irish person to tell us how this works.
Yeah, seriously.
I
They're
should
gonna
ask
come in and
Michaela.
be like, "Oh yeah, no, it was great. We had corned beef for Christmas."
I do think if I ask Michaela, she's like, well, like my feeling, like because like one of her sides Italian, the other side's Irish. It's like the Irish weren't that good at cooking, so it's just kind of like you kind of just like tolerate it and move on with your life, and it's like nothing really memorable. So because I feel like I've asked her, and I think she's like, I don't know, I think we had ham, but I'm not really sure. I could be making that up. I mean, she'll listen to this, she'll fact check me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking the Thanksgiving sides are superior to the Christmas sides.
I would agree with that.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Because all I remember is like potatoes, like whatever green vegetable you have.
Yeah, and it's just I know again I can't speak for every Italian because I don't know if they all do this. It sounds like Mel did something similar, but you know, appetizer, like it was basically 3 courses: appetizer, pasta, and then the prime rib with a side. But like again, they weren't going to sit there and they wouldn't make stuffing because that's Thanksgiving food.
Yeah.
You're not going to eat mac and cheese after eating fucking lasagna, manicotti, or a fucking ravioli. That don't make any sense. I mean, I just make the roasted potatoes because like mashed potatoes have milk in them, and I just won't tolerate it. I can eat mashed potatoes; they're fine. Like I really can.
Yeah, there's not that much milk in it.
No, there isn't. But then it's like if I'm eating shit before and shit during and shit after, then yeah, it does add up.
Right.
And plus, I'm cooking, so I'm gonna do this how I want to. So, do we just create the ultimate meal of appetizer, pasta dish, typically a filled pasta dish?
Yeah.
Followed by prime rib, and then should we just like start normalizing like stuffing with it?
I'd sign off on that.
Yeah.
I love stuffing. It's fantastic.
Yeah, same. Especially
yeah,
the
even
chorizo stuffing.
Well, that's the thing is I make a lights out stuffing. Which Jones, I actually think you brought to the second dad's giving, but then I just ripped it off. Yeah, that might take the ultimate holiday meal. And then again, I gotta try a porchetta before I like allow it completely. But I don't know if I'm allowing ribs or brisket or pulled pork.
No,
that's weird. It's barbecue.
Yeah. I'm not allowing it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if we lived down south, we'd be more open to it. But like, if someone was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna smoke ribs for Christmas," I'd be like, "Okay."
It's a little weird.
That's a little weird.
Like, have you not heard of prime rib?
Yeah. So was prime rib not on sale? Like, I
Guys,
don't know.
not
What do you
down
mean?
here. Do you guys
Yeah.
not have enough cows?
Yeah, what do you mean you're gonna smoke ribs for Christmas? What the
Yeah.
fuck does that even mean?
Like, I mean, I'll eat them,
Oh yeah, but
but I'll question your motives.
Good final thought, Jones.
So, and we didn't plan this ahead of time, but my final thought, is there anything more overrated than a white Christmas? So, the way I see it, so you have Christmas, which is already a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Because generally you were either buying gifts or stressing about buying gifts. We had a good debate about that at work today. So you do that, and then you got to get the gifts to these people, and you got to drive to God knows how many fucking places, and you have to deal with everyone's bullshit. And then it's like, good, socks again, awesome. I'll never wear these anyway. Actually, what did Kanish, one of the gamblers on Twitter,
Joey Kanish.
Yeah, name's not actually Joey Kanish,
but yeah,
but he summed it up pretty good when he said, I retweeted it. He said something about giving out cash. He goes, "Oh, I give people cash for Christmas. I don't give a fuck. Do I want to shop? No. Do you want something I half-ass picked out that sucks? You're probably going to return? No." That's the part that hits home for me. And it's like, I said something like that to my mother. I'm like, I don't want to get anyone a bullshit gift, and I don't want them to give me a bullshit gift. And she's like, well, it's really not about the gift. I'm like, Ma, I fucking know. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand the dynamics of fucking gift giving. It's not about literally the gift. But seriously, there's got to be a more efficient way to do this. Anyway, so the white Christmas part. So you spent all this time, you've wrapped these gifts, you've fucking done the bullshit, the song and dance, the sit on the pineapple, whatever. And then it fucking snows. So now you got to get to this place or that place or do this or do that. And it's fucking snowing. For what?
Yeah.
So some idiot can just go, wow, a white Christmas. This is awesome.
How beautiful.
The fuck it is.
Yeah.
Remember that Christmas? It was like fucking 70 out.
Oh, that was phenomenal. I wore shorts that day. I literally wore shorts and a t-shirt to Christmas dinner.
That
yeah,
I can get down with.
That was amazing. Give me 75.
And then Christmas people, no, that's too warm for Christmas.
Oh, that's not Christmas.
No, fuck off. That's too warm for Christmas.
Yeah, all right. We'll have fun driving in the fucking snow and the ice and the traffic and all that bullshit.
God. Like as is, we're getting fucking 50-mile-an-hour winds, and it's gonna piss rain all day, and it's gonna be 14 overnight or some shit.
Yeah,
that should be great.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna skate to Market Basket Saturday morning.
I'm gonna go food shopping tomorrow. I'm not.
I fucking can't.
I'm not going anywhere near that fucking place Saturday or Sunday.
I'm going right when
they're closed on Sunday, but
I'm going right when they open Saturday.
Yeah,
dude, I went yesterday. It was already a fucking zoo.
I stopped in Wegmans on my way home today to get pizza dough so I can make the calzone.
That's brave.
And it was fucking packed. I literally had to park in the last spot all the way down, like at the end of the fucking parking lot.
In Westwood?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, wow. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to take a 10-minute walk to get into Wegmans.
Sure, you saw a lot of masks, a lot of white women.
Yep.
And a lot of fucking annoyances.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and again, I know me and Jones didn't plan this out. It's got to be the worst form of Christmas would be a white Christmas. It's fucking snowing. Like, I got to drive through Boston in the fucking snow.
Just everybody's ever.
Yeah, because because everyone knows what they're doing anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, people drive all over the place. Like, I'm not the only one who has to drive, like, to all these retarded places.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, a white Christmas. What are you gonna do? Fucking take a picture? It's dark out. We have like 6 hours of daylight.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Wow. Outside of make the stupid fucking comment. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the only benefit. Then you get to sound like an asshole.
That's true. You are an asshole. Yeah. I mean, to your point earlier too, I thought about that when you were saying the Joey Knish thing about like the cash and all that stuff. It's like there's people that will sit there and be like, "Oh, I don't want to give someone a gift card because it's not thoughtful enough." Hey, take your thoughtfulness and fucking throw it out the window.
This is what we were going over at work. There's gift people and there's people who don't care.
Yeah.
And someone at the gym was stuck with a gift person, although he didn't seem to be all that keen on buying.
Yeah. It's literally what you said in that tweet, right? It's like, I would much rather give you a Visa gift card for $400 and let you go spend whatever the fuck you want on that money than me sit here and be like, oh, I hope they're going to like what I get them. No, like, here's some money. Go buy whatever the fuck you want.
I even saved one of my employees the trouble. Usually give him cash. Now I can't just withdraw cash and just hand it to him. That's not how business works. Yeah. So I usually have to.
Some businesses work that way.
I usually have to siphon it from various places. I didn't have any. So I just told him, I go, hey, I'm just going to give you a bunch of money on your paycheck. And it's like, will it get taxed? Yeah. But now he can quite literally do whatever the fuck he wants with it. And he doesn't have to worry about a stupid ass fucking gift card.
Right. Right.
Or like you said, the group chat, like just buy booze for everybody.
Yeah.
That's usually.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone gets liquor.
If you're like one of the guys at the gym and you give it to like your cousin and he goes, oh, I don't drink anymore. Goes, okay, cool. So you're an asshole too. Moving on. And then 2 years later, they're drinking. Like, what a fuck. He goes, fucking loser.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like, if booze is a problem for you, then you get scratch tickets.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. The whole like, oh, it's got to be thoughtful. No, it doesn't.
I hate that shit.
No, it doesn't. I don't care. I literally don't care.
That's why I pleaded with Michaela. I'm like, can we please do a trip this year?
We could skip Christmas all the fuck together. You could just get me nothing. I don't want anything, actually. Like, yeah. It's literally like, every year. Like, it's the same conversation. My mother is like, what do you want for Christmas? Nothing. Well, come on. You must need something. No, I don't want anything. I don't need anything. It doesn't matter.
I told her, I'm like, I don't really need anything. She said, well, like, let me know. I'm like, all right, well, I'll send you a link to get me golf shoes. Never sent her a link.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. I just don't care.
It was great. I mean, last year we spent a fuck ton of money on the house. So like Amy and I just didn't do gifts last year. But like this year was easy because she's getting into golf. Like she knew, like she asked for golf clubs. So like that was easy. But like, I think your idea is the way to go. Like, let's book a trip. Like,
yeah, let's do a trip.
Let's spend the money together and like, let's book a trip to go somewhere because like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I really hope they like this.
Yeah. And I'll get like, I mean, I got her some like, and I mean, random shit. Does this come out after? Yeah, this does come out after.
Yeah, this comes out on Monday.
Like, so I got her some like, and I mean, like epitome of random shit. And she'll find it mildly entertaining, just so like, hey, we're doing like the morning, like open this, open that, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm like, I'm not buying you like fucking earrings.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea how to buy that shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, let's go do something together.
Right.
The one thing that like with our work schedules, the one thing that we would like to be able to do more, let's just fucking do that.
Right.
Like every fucking year. I do not want to fucking do that. Like I do not want fucking gifts. Don't buy me anything. If I need it, I'll fucking get it.
It is,
30 to 90 days later.
Yeah. It is a waste. So, well, my final thought, is I kind of wish I planned it to coincide with you guys, but I didn't.
We didn't either.
I know. I want to make a quick callback to 10 years ago yesterday. So I know this episode comes out on Monday, but we're recording this on Thursday.
Oh,
so
the world was supposed to
10
end,
years
wasn't it?
ago yesterday, the world was supposed to end. And here we are 10 years later.
Really wishing it fucking ended.
Really wishing that it fucking ended on December 21st of 2012. Like, holy shit. Like, that was such a fucking thing.
We would have saved ourselves a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been praying for an asteroid ever since. And haven't got it. So obviously it didn't fucking end, right? And we keep going about our lives. And then there was all the bullshit too. Remember, like they were like, "Oh yeah, they miscalculated because of the change in calendars." So it's actually
April of 2016.
Yeah, they did that bullshit.
That didn't work either.
It didn't work either. So I saw someone post about that yesterday. They were like, "Happy 10-year anniversary of when the world was supposed to end." And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, and I read the tweet, and I go, "Wow." If you stop and think about this for a second, you realize how fucking retarded that is. That the reason why they thought the world was going to end on December 21st of 2012 was because that's when the Mayan calendar ended. So these fucks that lived 5,000 years ago literally sat there with a fucking hammer and chisel, right? Like putting this shit into stone. And eventually one day they probably fucking got tired of doing that and was like, you know what? Fuck this. Like we got 5,000 years of this shit. Like we're good. We're just stop here. Like we're fine. Like someone else will pick this up eventually in the future. But fast forward time and we find these fucking stone tablets and we're like, oh my God, this civilization that lived 5,000 years ago, they wrote out all these consecutive dates, but they stopped at this one date. That must mean the world is going to end. And this whole scenario like ran through my head as I read this on Twitter. And I just imagined like us idiots, right? Like our retarded friend group, like as if we were the ones that were in charge of like making the calendars. And then we all literally just decided at one point, like, this is fucking stupid. You want to just go get hammered? And then we did. And then it was 5,000 years ago. So we probably like died of like dysentery or something. And like, then no one just took over the job of continuing the calendar. But again, modern day, we're like, oh my God, that means the world's going to end. No, it just means they fucking stopped. They got bored. Like the calendar person died. Like, I don't know what happened. Like they just stopped, right? Like how fucking stupid is that really if you stop and think about it? Yeah, exactly. But like for so long, everyone was like, oh, December 21st, 2012, that's when the world's going to end. Well, the Mayans said it was going to end. Obviously, the Mayans have been right about so many other things. Yeah, except that maybe they just were fucking lazy, right? Like they were like, so at some point, someone was like, I think 5,000 years is good enough on the calendar. Let's go do something else.
They need to sleep, right? They need to build all those pyramids and make the calendars, all that shit. They need to sleep.
Yeah. Like I just thought it was hilarious. Like if you actually stop and put like logical thought to it, it just goes to show you too how dumb people really are. That for hundreds and thousands of years they were like, "Oh, the Mayans said the world's going to end." No, they didn't say the world was going to end. They just literally stopped their calendar. So, happy 10-year anniversary.
I actually remember that too because it was during a Bruins game, and I was hoping that they would the world would end after they lost, which they actually did.
Was that that was the Joel Ward year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was the Joel Ward year. No, they went to the Cup that year and lost. So they eventually lost that year too. So it would have been nice if the world just fucking ended.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. So that's going to do it for us. So thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, make sure you click that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, like, rate, review wherever you're at. On iTunes, Spotify, whatever you use. You can give us reviews, 5 stars over there. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We are on Twitter at Sarcasm_Speaks. The Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. Website, sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy some merch. Jones has the coaster. There it is. You can get literally anything with our logo on it. All of that is in the merch store over there. Thank you to mybookie.com. Use the promo code SarcasmPod to double your first deposit up to $1,000. Also, thank you to grillyourassoff.com. You can save 15% off your entire order at grillyourassoff.com with the same promo code SarcasmPod every single time you check out. I think that's it. So until next time.